Basically, I spent 50 minutes trying to tell y'all that social media has become an idol. Hey there, beautiful people. Chris here once again. Hope you guys are doing well. So as you guys can see from the title, we're going to be doing a chit chat. Get ready with me, talking about some of the things that I learned and that was revealed to me when I took a social media break recently. Feels so good to be back and doing videos. Oh my gosh, I missed this so much. So before bringing in other videos, I just felt led in my heart to share this. So we're just gonna hop right into it, okay? So without any further ado, let's get it. But first, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Hey girl, hey. So happy to have you here. So I hope you stick around. And if you are, please make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell twice, so the way you're notified every time I post a video. And if you've been here all these years, you guys know I celebrated 10 years being on YouTube. I love y'all and I hope you stay around forever, because basically you locked in with me, okay? So y'all know the drill. Like I said, I'm trying to get back into makeup and trying to, perfect my soft glam and all these things, loving these products that I've been using. But it can be hard for me to do makeup and talk and look at y'all at the same time. So we're gonna try to multitask the best way that we can. And my baby is sleeping, so we're gonna try to be quick, so I don't keep y'all here long, okay? All right, Lord, you've revealed some things to me and I felt led in my heart to share these things. So hopefully I pray that it would touch the right people, it will reach the right people, and also it will help to shift the hearts and mindset of those who this reaches to. It has shifted and touched my heart the way it was revealed to me from you. Something that I say will change the trajectory and the mindsets of those who might be addicted to social media, who may be having a hard time having a healthy balance with social media, okay? In Jesus' name. All right, let's go. So basically September has been a self-care September for me. So I've been finding ways to take better care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, all the things, because like I said, I'll be 35 in December. My goal is to be 35 and still fine, okay? But not just fine on the outside. When it comes to the outer appearance, yeah, we can keep our hair done, nails done, eyebrows done, all the things. But from within, honey, that is what will execute better on the outside when we take care of what's inside. So I've really been doing some work internally, trying to get my spiritual being within right, trying to get my mind right, take care of my mental health. And not saying it's been easy, because it has not, but I can say that at least I'm trying, because if I don't try, who else would try for me? Everything that I use will be linked down below, but I'm gonna try to make sure I show you guys, because I'm loving the products that I'm using, okay? Well, I had postpartum depression with Maddie, and unfortunately I had it again with Troy. It's been a mixture of things when it comes to my postpartum journey this time, but he's getting older and I'm trying to not only be more present with him because he's growing so fast. Basically, depression affects us all differently. That's the devil's job, to steal, kill, and destroy, and he wants us to be as depressed, lonely, isolated, anxious, worried, all the things. Even as Christians, that's his job, and he wants us to be as low as possible. But we have to fight back and tell him, look, player, you can't have me. And the thing with social media, I guess when I was at my lowest point, it felt like there were just so many distractions, so much noise, so much of the same thing. But basically all the noise and things that were consuming me on social media, it was louder than God's voice. When it gets to the point where the world is louder than hearing God's voice, that's a problem, honey. So I just said, you know what, let's focus on our mental health. We gotta get ready for this vow renewal. We have to get this under control, because it's really loud right now, and we gotta go back to the source, and we gotta hear from the source, so that way we can function and we can be our best self, especially with me being 35 this year. So when I took my break, it was very refreshing. So it wasn't a social media fast, it was more so of like a step back, because I needed to step back from all the noise. And so from that, I don't know, it was like God was just showing me some things that were consuming me, and probably consuming other people as well, because I feel like we don't go through things in life just for us. We go through things to heal ourselves, but heal other people. And so that's why I wanted to share. September has been a self-care September for me, and not only just taking care of myself externally, but internally as well. And so I hope the things that I share are healing for you as well. I hope this will free you of your social media addiction. I hope it will free you to live life beyond social media. And also, it's okay to step back when the noise is too loud. Because when the noise, like I say, when the noise is louder than hearing God's voice within, that's when you know you need to take a step back, go back to the source, and let Him refill you up with His Spirit, with the fruits. You'll be well off. So let's hop into it. So the first thing is to stop comparing yourself to people you don't know in real life. Okay? Stop it. Stop comparing yourself to people you don't know in real life. Now, if you know the people that you follow online or that you are friends with online, if you know them in real life, that's different. But still, you don't need to compare yourself. Whatever you believe in, our steps are ordered by the Lord. Believe it or not, everybody's life is ordered by the Lord. Okay? He is the author. He is the beginning and the end. And all of our steps are ordered by the Lord. Whether people are succeeding earlier than you or later than you. But your life and everything in it is ordered. Like, for real, we gotta stop discrediting our God. Okay? Like, homeboy knew us before we were in our mother's womb. So while our moms were in college, doing whatever, twerking whatever, He knows the plan for our lives. But, you know, when we get on social media and we see everybody, you know, living life and doing this and doing that, getting this and getting that, you know, early in 20s, some sooner than later, it makes you feel like you have no purpose in life, or it makes you feel like you're behind. And let me tell you something, you are not behind in life. I am about to be 35 years old. I have 3 kids, and I still don't know what I am supposed to be doing in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was going to be this. I thought I was going to live here. I thought I was going to be here making this much money, da da da. Like, my life is literally still a mystery because every day that I wake up and I pray and I do something that God tells me to do every single day, it's leading me to where I'm supposed to go. That's it. I make sure my kids are fed, they're taken care of, they are in a good home. You know, my husband and I, we do a great job raising our kids, taking care of them. You know, I had a plan for myself, but God's plan wasn't that. And so I've just learned to just stop making things happen before our time, because in due time it will all make sense and He will reveal it to us. I see a lot of 20-year-olds and, you know, early 30-year-olds, you know, making 6 figures already, and, you know, they are tech baddies and doctors and stuff like that, you know, doing very well for themselves. The early part of my 20s was kind of weird and kind of traumatic, to say the least. And then, you know, I met my husband. We had our first kid. I didn't have much freedom in my 20s. And so to see 20-year-olds having freedom, making money, traveling the world, traveling first class, you know, I guess it makes you feel like you missed out. But honestly, looking back, I didn't miss out, because my 20s taught me a lot, taught me a whole lot, okay? And so that's why I'm just saying not to compare yourselves. You know, whether you're 50 or 70, you know, don't compare yourself. In the end of the day, our steps are ordered, and in due time, as long as you keep believing, you keep working towards something, and you just lean more into Him and what He wants for you instead of what you think you want what somebody else has. Trust in Him more. He'll lead you, He will guide you, and He'll reveal it to you in due time. So another thing which I hope, please be, y'all forgive me for this, but it just feels like everything is starting to look and sound the same. And I know with social media, they favor trends more than anything. They favor, you know, everyone doing the same dances, everybody doing the same, you know, aesthetics and all of that, but it just feels like everything looks the same. Everyone is doing the same thing. They sound the same, dressing the same Amazon products, you know, same braids, same. So I feel like we all have a unique gift within us. I feel like those who put themselves out there are out there for a reason. But if everyone has a unique gift, how are we supposed to stand out and share that gift? We all look the same and we're all doing the same. How are we supposed to distinguish our gifts that God has blessed us with when we are trying to be like everyone else? We're trying to do what everybody else is doing because it's what's trending, because it's what has the most views, you know, what sounds and what dances, you know, those are what's trending and what's working. And it's like, cool, but I want to be different. And you know, if we are doing the same thing but we're doing it in a different way, that's different. But when you literally are studying other people's crafts and what they're doing and trying to make it your own, it can work for some people. It works for some people, but God does not bless who you pretend to be. And once I got that revelation in me, it really hit me, because I don't want to be looking like everybody else. I don't want to be doing what everybody else is doing. I do the fun dances and stuff like that just because it's fun and it's a workout, and anything to get me to lose these pounds, I'm gonna do it. When I'm planning my content, it's like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, because God placed in my heart to share that video. He placed in my heart to, you know, do this TikTok and all things. But then it's like deep down inside, I kind of shy away from doing it because it's not trending or because it's not what everybody else is doing. And sometimes it gets to the point where I won't do it because I'm trying to favor the algorithm instead of doing what God told me to do. So I was like, I don't want to look like everybody else. I don't want to sound like everybody else. And if I'm not being obedient to what God is telling me to do and what I'm supposed to be putting out because He told me to, that's a problem. And I feel like, you know, I have a unique gift and I have a unique calling on my life. But if I'm going to keep doing what everybody else is doing, I will never get that gift out, because I'm trying to do what the world is doing instead of doing what God is telling me to do. And so that mindset shift has really shaped, sorry, the sun is going out. That mindset has really shaped the way that I do my content now. And also, if it favors the algorithm, great. If it doesn't, oh well. You know, I think what has worked for me is, for one, I always ask God, like, what am I supposed to put out? What am I supposed to do? You know, what are me and my family supposed to do, you know, when it comes to the content and everything? And we do it. And what we do, it works. You know, it has reached people, it has favored the algorithm, and it's something that a lot of people aren't doing. Basically, I say all this to say, especially if you are wanting to become a creator, get your creative ideas from the creator. Seek the creator first, and he will speak to you, and he will give you the creative ideas and mindset that you need to be successful in this, which we'll talk about later. So, like I said, nothing wrong with everybody doing the same thing, having the same camera, same Amazon outfit, Amazon products and stuff like that, because obviously things go viral for a reason, and there are influencers and creators who are inspired by others, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you are just literally consumed with everybody and what everybody else is doing, and you lose sight of what you need to do to be different and to stand out, that's a problem. We just got to go back to the source, let him speak to you so that your creative juices can flow, but it's flowing from the creator. Ask me how I know. I don't know what it is, but does it seem like a lot of people are like overly consumed and always sharing about celebrity gossip in general? People are just waking up mad every day, arguing with people online because they don't agree with their opinion, or because that's not what they would do. Like, I don't know, it just seems like lately a lot of people are like argumentative online, and I'm like, yo, if you don't agree with somebody, mute them and keep it moving. We have 24 hours in a day, and I don't know about y'all, but one thing I'm not going to do is sit online and argue with people, especially people I don't know, or argue with friends and stuff. I see a lot of people, friends, family, argue with each other over different opinions and stuff, and then all of a sudden they are mad at each other, block each other, and they no longer speak to each other. And I'm like, y'all really letting gossip, the news, different opinions, different political views make y'all hate each other? Aren't y'all gonna see each other at the family reunion? But y'all hate each other because of different opinions. Like, I just don't know. I see a lot of people like sharing, always talking about celebrities and you know what they're doing. It's like that, and I'm like, yo, don't you have kids? Don't you have a life? Like, why are we so consumed with what other people are doing? Like I said, I don't know about y'all, but I can't waste my life worrying about what other people do or what they are doing, who they're doing, what, like, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just me, but when I see that online or on my Facebook, I don't even share how they're doing. It's always something. It's like they're always sharing about other people, sharing what Future's doing, sharing what Tiana Taylor, and you know, all these things. And it's just like the celebrities, influencers, creators, presidents, they are all human just like us, and they're going to make mistakes. They're going to fall short of their glory, and they're going to bounce right back. And you know, I understand blogs make money from gossip, and you know, they make money from engagement and all of that, but even them, like, you know, how do y'all spend all y'all time just following people and consuming what they're doing, and you know, following them at the store and you know, at the ice cream shop? Like, it's like they were like, oh well, they put their lives out there, so we have every right to criticize them and all of that. You have every right, but is it right? Don't you have a life? Don't you have a job? Don't you have kids? Like, I don't know, I guess it hits different when you have things to worry about, that you don't have time to worry about other things. I don't know, and it just bothers me, like, when people are constantly sharing gossip, they're constantly consuming themselves with gossip, and they wonder why their lives are stagnant and why things aren't happening for them, because they are consumed with what other people are doing. And that was one of the things that God revealed to me, because like I said, because it was shared all the time on my feed or on my explore page or on my TikTok. Like, that's the thing, I love TikTok. Loved what TikTok was when it was just nothing but dancing. It was nothing but, you know, black girl luxury or black girl aesthetic and all the things. I feel like it's becoming like a news outlet, or it's becoming like a gossip. Like when that, I forgot what happened, but basically you know, with these influencer trips and stuff like that, you know, people share their opinions, they share their point of views about what's going on. And that, in the one, I think with the Tarte thing, I think that was a big one, that was on my For You page for months. And I'm like, yo, I don't know, but that was something that was revealed in my heart. And I pray that we as a society can stop consuming ourselves with other people's downfalls. I cringe when I see people profit off of people's downfalls. Like, you think God, you know, karma is real. Like, people don't realize how real karma is. Preying on somebody's downfall, or, you know, gossiping about their downfall when they're just human, going through human things. You know, karma is real, and we got to be careful with how we speak on people and how we speak to people and speak on their downfalls, because you never know what could happen to you. And so, I don't know, like I said, when I see that on my Facebook and on Instagram and stuff like that, I ignore it, but I side eye it, because I don't know, it gets to me how consumed we are with what everybody else is doing except for what we need to be doing on our wall. Also, something else that was revealed to me is that we need to start enjoying life more outside of social media. Social media is here to stay, okay? We know it's not going anywhere. Social media is here to stay. However, we need to enjoy life more outside of social media. You have to ask yourself, are you living life for social media, or are you living life for yourself, but you want to share to inspire others via social media? A lot of people are just living for social media. They're trying to make money, they're trying to gain a following, so they're doing things, to bring views, they're doing things to bring followers. It's like, as a creator, you are constantly always thinking about ways to be creative. So you could be at HEB and you'll be like, oh, well, let me get a B-roll of me shopping in my grocery store. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it's just a creative thing. It's just a creator's thing where we are constantly always trying to be creative. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I meant to use this. Dang it. At the same time, are we truly living for us and the life that we are supposed to be living? Or are we constantly living for social media? We living because we enjoy our lives? Or are we always trying to do things for social media that we forget that we are human, we have a life, and when we are dead and gone, social media don't care. Our followers, I'm not saying they won't care, but our followers will still be there. The platforms will still be there, but physically, we won't. So we have to really do better with enjoying our lives that we have been blessed with every single day. Stop trying to live for likes and views and followers and stuff like that, because in the end of the day, all that stuff is temporary. When these platforms shut down or when there's a glitch, none of that stuff matters. But our lives and the plan God has for us, that is what matters. And everything can be content, but everything shouldn't be content. It's okay to be human. It's okay to be different. It's okay to want different for yourself, for your brand, and also to live life. Okay? I know all these platforms and all these things, they'll tell you what is best for you and your brand and what works because it's working for everybody else. But in the end of the day, if we can just seek our creator when it comes to our creative ways and our creative juices, it will be a lot better. But anyways, when it comes to living life outside of social media, we have got to really truly live. Life is short, and you can't keep living life for other people and for social media and stuff like that, because like I said, when these platforms are gone, unless you have a strong newsletter following, which I think you guys should follow me, I'll leave my link in my description box so you can sign up for my newsletter. But when these platforms are gone, shut down, changing every single day, all we have is our real life. You know what I'm saying? That's my next point is you can share. Feel free to share, but try not to overshare, because I feel like some things aren't meant for the world. It's supposed to be between you and God, you and your family, you and your husband. Especially when it comes to your location, we have got to be more vigilant, and we need to be more safe out here, especially when it comes to kids. My kids are getting older, and I value their privacy and their livelihoods. I mean, I've always have, but I think as they're getting older and they'll be on their own one day, they'll be going to college one day, and so I value their privacy more than anything. There's been so much news about like mom influencers getting locked up for child abuse, or parent influencers for child abuse, or all these things going on, and it's just like, bro, like, we have to remember our kids are humans. Okay, first of all, they ain't asked to be here, but obviously God blessed them to be here. Obviously God has a purpose for them. I've shared my births and shared my journey as a mom, which I do take pride in, and I love that you guys have basically like watched my kids grow up and stuff like that. But like I said, they are getting older, and so there are times where they don't want to be on camera, and guess what? That is okay. They have feelings too, And I would never ever force anyone. My husband's quiet, and he works a lot, and so I'm not going to sit here and put a camera in his face when he's tired and exhausted and still has to take care of home just to get views, or just to show like, hey, he's still here. Like, I don't know, people do some weird stuff, and I just, but nothing is ever forced, and I don't want to force anything, because then I'm not being my true authentic self. And if I can't do that, I don't want to do this. I'm not trying to fake my way to success. They say fake until you make it. No, I'm not. because when real life hits the fan, there's no faking that. I just don't feel like scrolling. I don't feel like showing up. We are going to have these moments, but at the same time, when it comes to sharing, I share to inspire. The purpose of my brand is to enlighten, empower, and entertain women all over the world through my life, my style, my journey through motherhood. And so sticking with my purpose that I've been called to do, it has allowed me to, of course, be relatable, but also to connect with women all over the world from all walks of life, sharing my authentic life. Okay, but at the same time, I only share what I feel led to share. Sometimes I want to share certain things, especially like the stuff that I've been through, but God hasn't told me to yet, because it's a lot. People be comparing and wishing they were in your shoes or wishing they had your life. Baby, you would not. These shoes that I've walked in, it is by God's grace that I'm still walking in these shoes, because I wouldn't even want you to go through what I went through, okay? But that's what I'm saying when it comes to sharing. You just have to be discerning and just ask God, like, God, what should I share with my audience? What should I share to the world? How can I encourage my audience in this way, that way, through creativity, through visuals? Seek Him. That's why He says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and these things will be revealed. It will be revealed to you. So if you seek Him as to what you want to share to your audience, you do it, and it will happen, and it will happen at the right time. Be careful when it comes to sharing your kids. I wish people stop sharing their kids butt naked online, or sharing like their logo to their school. The dark web is real, and there are predators that like that stuff. And I'm sorry, I love my babies too much to be. No, I'm sorry. It makes me cringe when I see people on TikTok while driving with no seatbelt on. You want us to be influenced and inspired by you, but you can't even do the bare minimum, taking care of yourself, keep yourself safe, keep your kids safe. Like, you're doing TikToks while driving on the highway, no seatbelt on, trying to encourage a word to us. Your kids are not even buckled in the car seat, and you're driving on the highway trying to be funny and bring views and stuff. I'm just saying, like I said, I'm not trying to be fun. I'm not trying to be funny, but this is the stuff we see every single day on TikTok, on Instagram, and it's like, bro, like, some things are just not worth it. All it takes is one moment, and that's it. To stop living for a false reality and start living for our true reality. And safety is one of those things, okay? Like, people, going to mountaintops to get TikToks and stuff like that, and then they fall off the cliff. When it comes to your kids, when it comes to your livelihood, be careful when you're vlogging, making sure you're not showing your address. I mean, yes, there's things that are public knowledge, of course, but if it's easily visible, you just never know. You just never know. And like I said, as a woman, you have to protect yourself out here. I'm sorry, because nobody else would do it for you except for you. I'm not trying not to keep you guys long. We'll get unsubscribed or unfollow for some people, but this was on my heart, and I have to share this. But we have got to stop with the buying the courses, buying into memberships, and stop making people rich because of your weakness. Okay, let me explain. There are a lot of experts out here who have the blueprint to making 6 figures and 7 figures and all the things, I've got myself caught up in those things too, because we all trying to survive, we all trying to make money out here. But I'm not about to spend $1,000, $14.49, because I don't know, this is just weird prices, $19.97 with a monthly plan of $4.97, $5.97 to learn your blueprint to success. That's all it is. What worked for you may not work for Jane, may not work for Keisha, may not work for Lily, because that worked for you. But to charge that much just to share what worked and didn't work for you is bizarre, okay? And so many people get caught up in that, and then they get mad when they don't get the results, which, I mean, in the end of the day, you have to do the work, which I'll talk about. You got to do the work, but you cannot get mad at what worked for somebody else because it didn't work for you. That's just how life is. What may work for one person may not work for you, and that's okay, because we all have a plan. God has a plan for all of us. Our steps are ordered by the Lord. So yes, this person may have made 6 figures in 6 months, but guess what? It worked for them. But also on the flip side, you don't know what they did or how they came about making that in such a short amount of time. And I'm telling you, authenticity wins, but those who don't cheat their way to success are the ones who last the longest. That's why so many people burn out. That's why so many people quit. Once they get their 6 figures and 7 figures, they burn out, they go on vacation, they don't help you anymore because they got what they wanted, and now they have created something to share what they did to get you to, basically it's giving MLM. That's what I'm trying to say, because you're buying into a service that they put together. Because, you know, if a person is selling a course for $19.97, 100 people buy their course. Look, do the math. And this is no shade at all. I promise y'all, it's no shade. But when God revealed that to me, so there was one that I bought, you know, when it came to influencers. And homegirl, she doesn't even teach people stuff. You know, she doesn't even teach influencer stuff anymore. You know, she pivoted into doing more mastermind stuff, like when it comes to mindset stuff, you know, how to shift your mindset to make 7 figures. But she wasn't like teaching how to make, you know, how to pitch yourself and all of that. Basically, she just pivoted into something else. And so, like I said, once people get what they want and they got you caught up, it's like they don't want to help you anymore. And me, when it comes to this creative stuff, at the end of the day, what may have worked for me may not work for you. Looking for expert advice, I can tell you who to reach out to. And it's not going to be a specific influencer, because in the end of the day, I feel like people only share what worked for them. But what you need to be successful as a creator or influencer, seek advice from an expert. So me, I like getting advice from people who work on the brand side, because I know how to be creative. I think I'm pretty creative for the most part. But what do brands want from creators? You know, what kind of ROIs, conversions, link click, when it comes to KPIs, all those things on the behind the scenes side, that's what I want to know. So when it comes to creating the content, I know what kind of content to put out that will bring conversion, link clicks, all the things that they look for when it comes to partnering with creators. If somebody asks me for creator advice, I'm gonna tell you, I don't need you to charge me. I don't need you to buy me lunch, none of that, because I want everybody to win. I want everyone to succeed, and I want everyone to win. Win, 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 win. I want all of us to win. So I don't need your $500. I don't want your $1,000. Just ask and I'll tell you. And if I don't know it, I know who you can reach out to that can give you all the advice in the world. I don't know, people are weird nowadays. And then, you know, they, you know, are selling these courses, or they're selling these, you know, manuals and stuff like that. But whole time they're not being honest. A lot of creators get these deals now, at least now, today, because they're signed to a talent agency. They have managers working for them to bring them deals, to bring them opportunities. Like you'll see a lot of, black influencers are signed to like Kensington Gray or, CFG, DBA, all these agencies, which I am happy for them. When you reach a certain level, you're going to need help. You need somebody to advocate for you. You're going to need someone to get you to the next level, because you can only get but so far by yourself. But to get to that next level, you're going to need additional help. And I am all for it. I'm not saying you can't make it on your own, because you can. Absolutely can make 6 figures and 7 figures as a content creator, influencer on your own. But nowadays, like I said, brands really aren't really scouting like they used to. They rather just say, hey, agency, do you have 12 influencers that meet these requirements for this campaign? Shoot them my way. Here's the budget. Let's do it. That's just how things are now. But of course, nobody's going to tell y'all that. Of course, they're not going to tell you that, because they want you to buy into their course and all of that. But I say all this to say, if you're trying to be a creator, just start. I know it's cliche, but you have to start. You have to start. If you want me to do a video on what you need to do and how to start as a creator, let me know and I got you. Like I said, I don't want nobody's money. I just want you to start, and I want you to win. So if you want that kind of video or you want that advice, let me know and I got you. Also, like when it comes to creator things, God revealed to me, like, there's this thing called monitoring spirits. And so this is where like people are just watching you. They're watching your every move. They're watching your creativity. They're watching your growth. They're just watching. It's a monitoring spirit that they're just watching. And a lot of influencers, there are a lot of content creators, of a big tier that are just constantly watching for inspiration. And they're watching because they really don't have much creativity left in them to really be themselves and put out content. First of all, the mute and unfollow button is your friend. So if something is triggering you or something doesn't sit well with your spirit, somebody's annoying you, you don't like somebody's content anymore, unfollow them. Point blank here, we could stop allowing what other people do to affect our mental health, to affect our daily lives. I'm telling you, just stop going back and forth and just do what you got to do to protect your peace. You don't have to argue with them. You don't have to say a word. You don't even have to comment how you feel. Just block and move on. And I'm telling you, it works miracles. The mute button, I'm telling you, it is a blessing. You hear me? Because the stuff people be putting out, and I don't know. And then, like I said, a lot of people do this follow unfollow thing where they like follow you and you get all excited. It's like, oh my God, this celebrity follows me. Oh my God, this big influencer follows me. And then you follow them and then they unfollow you. And now they got you trapped because you fell for it. And that jump be making me so mad, especially like with these white influencers. Like they be doing that, be DMing me, oh my God, I love your content, follow me and all the things. And then I follow them and then they unfollow me. And I'm like, who do y'all think y'all are? Like, I know we're hearing our creators say this, but like some creators really need to get off their high horse and stop being more than who you are. That's in the Bible. I'll put the Bible verse here. We have to stop being more than who we truly are, because we are no greater than the next person. Okay? And humility would take us a long way if we just remain humble, we remain confident, but yet humble. You just have to be humble, because the same way God blesses us with things, the same way He will take it away and He will reveal our true colors. So we have got to stop thinking that we are above everybody else just because we got this amount of followers or because we got this amount of views, we make this amount of money. Nobody is greater than the next person. And these people out here buying followers, buying likes and stuff like that, like that stuff, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. All you gotta do is just look and you'll see all these Russian accounts. It's like that. And it's like, at what good is a person to gain the whole world but lose their soul in the process? Some things are just not worth losing your soul for. I'm sorry. I've been doing this way too long. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. But yeah, but the follow thing, like, that really gets on my nerves. The whole engagement groups. So with the engagement groups, like, it's like a group of people who are like in a Discord or WhatsApp or something like that. And basically when somebody posts, you post your link, and like everybody engages at a certain time to get the post going. You know, it's engagement to get your post out there more and stuff like that. But if you don't engage with 5 people or 6 people every day or something like that, you'll get kicked out. And first of all, you're a grown woman telling other grown women who they can comment on, when to comment on, how much they can comment on. I'm a little too old for that. Like, I mean, I have to say, this is not to be shady, but people are talking about this because I don't know for whatever reason, but this is stuff that has been like revealed to me. Like I said, to really help with people's mental health and to have a better, healthy relationship with social media. I think if people knew the realities of social media and how it is literally a false reality that people come up with to cope with their real reality, you'll realize that what you may think is bad in your life is probably worse off with somebody else. You know, like, especially with all these divorces, you know, there's a lot of divorces, there's a lot of breakups going on. You know, people are like, oh, marriage goals, or oh my gosh, I love them, and stuff like that. And then people become so invested, and then when things don't work out, they get mad. And it's like, well, you know, people are human out here, and things just don't work out. But at the same time, what I'm trying to say is we have to stop letting these things become idols. And that's what it's becoming. Basically, that's what God is telling me to tell y'all, is we have allowed social media to become an idol because we're idolizing other people's lives. We're idolizing people's goals, their possessions, their relationships, the things that they have gained from wherever. We've allowed these platforms to become idols. That's why we're up all night scrolling. That's why we are constantly comparing ourselves. We are constantly wanting to know the next thing and what's happening and stuff like that. Spend more time idolizing these platforms than we do in our word, than we do seeking God, than we do talking to God. Like, if you look at, because I'm guilty of this. I am guilty of this, and I'm working on that. But like I said, this is just stuff that has been placed in my heart. I want to share because we have allowed social media to become an idol. As creators, as watchers, viewers, because if we look at our screen time, you will see how much time we spend on social media. And sometimes it's not good. That 5 hours that we spent on YouTube could have been 5 hours doing our hair, taking care of ourselves, praying, seeking God. You know, I make up real quick. Sorry, y'all. I think that's what I've been trying to say, is that we have allowed social media to become an idol. And we got to do better, because this joint is not healthy. Allowing it to consume us like this, to compare our lives, you know, to want what other people have. We weren't like this before social media. And now it's like, once we got a taste of it, and like I said, the devil enjoys it. He enjoys us like this, letting this stuff become an idol and taking away time, being away from God, straying away from God. And that's why these distractions are there, because he enjoys seeing us like this, because it's taking us away from our Father. It took me 50 minutes to tell y'all that. But that's what it is. Basically, I spent 50 minutes trying to tell y'all that social media has become an idol, and we have got to do better, including myself. Please don't feel ashamed. Don't feel like you're the only one. We all are guilty of it. If we have a device of some sort, we are all guilty of it. If you want me to share a video of how, like, you know, to overcome and to help you with this, please let me know and I got you, because we all can overcome it. Our choice up now, so that's how you know it's time for me to go. Podcasts are a thing nowadays where people are sharing a lot, and that's the kind of stuff we are seeing going viral, you know, out there. And even that's just, it's a lot of noise. It's to the point now where, like, in the mornings when I'm doing my morning walk, I don't listen to music. At least I try not to listen to music. I try not to listen to podcasts, because in the end of the day, I need to start my day off with a peace of mind, and also seeking God first, because literally, like he says, to seek him first. And if we are seeking the world first, like seeking podcasts and, you know, YouTube videos and stuff like that before him, no wonder our days go a little chaotic, because I reached out to the source to know what we need to go about the day, how to handle the day, what we need to do in the day, and all the things that we need to do, because we've already sought out the world. That's why I don't see how people can go on social media as soon as they wake up. You've already consumed the world before you even consume the word. And that's a problem, okay? And then we wonder why our minds are not at peace, our hearts are not at peace, because we've already sought out the world. The world has gotten to us first before the word. This is just things that like really have been revealed to me and shown to me, and I just hope that it touches and it reaches the right person. I hope that it helps you, it helps the right person. If you guys want me to share what has worked for me and what is working for me, because like I said, I'm still work in progress, but as I'm working on my mental health and working on my peace and all the things, I'm really trying. And I can say for me, trying, it has been helping, and guess what, it has been working. So if you guys would like more, let me know. Let's talk about it in the comments. So feel free to share your opinion. Feel free to share if you've gone through this, or if you are going through this. And I'm praying for you. I'm praying for this world. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for creators, influencers, you know, anybody who is bombarded with social media in this social media day and age. I'm praying for you, because it is a struggle, but we are overcomers through Jesus Christ, and we can overcome this, okay? We have a purpose for them. There's a purpose why we have our platforms. Yeah. There's a purpose for us having our platforms, but we have to utilize it in a healthy way, and we have to utilize it for a specific purpose, and we have to make sure that God is in the midst of our purpose for our platforms, okay? So I hope that was helpful. Let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Peace. I think my makeup looks fun, right? Like my makeup? I mean, I guess now that he's up, I can't really do much anymore. But how did my makeup look, y'all? How did my makeup look? Does it look okay? Does it look fine? I just wanted to do something really soft and light for the time being, and I actually like it. So y'all let me know how it looks and how it turned out. Yay! You like mommy's makeup? You like mommy's makeup? He don't be curious. Alright, y'all. See y'all in the next one. Bye!